If Russia loses Ukraine war. So, if Russia were to lose the war in Ukraine, what could that mean for Putin's leadership?
Well, according to former diplomat Boris Bondarev, if Putin cannot achieve his war goals, he may be forced to step down.
What are the factors that could lead to his removal?
Bondarev suggests that if the Russian public realizes the war is lost, they might feel disappointed and see no need for Putin anymore.
What about the military aspect? How might a defeat look on the ground?
There are different scenarios. One could involve a chaotic retreat due to a strong Ukrainian offensive, leading to panic among Russian settlers in Crimea.
And how would that affect the power dynamics in Moscow?
In that case, the Siloviki, or security elite, could push Putin out of power rapidly without him having a chance to use nuclear weapons.
What about a slower scenario? Would that change things?
Yes, a prolonged attrition warfare could lead to mass desertions among Russian soldiers, allowing Putin to negotiate a ceasefire.
So, he might step down gradually if given immunity from prosecution?
Exactly. It would depend heavily on the support he retains from the Siloviki during that process.
Then, what's the third scenario?
Well, it suggests that there will be growing discontent in Russia, while some troops hold the front line and others slowly retreat.
That sounds complicated. How would that affect Putin's position?
In that case, the Siloviki and economic elites might try to negotiate a deal with him to declare a victory of sorts, framing it as standing up to the West.
So, he could potentially present any small gains as a significant victory?
Exactly. If he claims to have captured a few villages, he could argue he has defeated Ukrainians and protected the nation.
But will the Russian public buy that narrative?
That's where it gets tricky. Most people want peace, and convincing them of a victory might be difficult.
And what about the elites? How would they react to such claims?
They might be skeptical, especially given the significant losses incurred during the conflict. A few villages won't compensate for that.
It seems like propaganda plays a big role in shaping perceptions, right?
Absolutely. The authoritarian nature of Russia means that propaganda heavily influences public opinion, often distorting reality.
So, if Putin attempts to spin the narrative as a victory, there could be pushback?
Yes, any disappointment or resistance would be hard to communicate, especially if the official narrative is that Russia is still strong.